Hello, Reddit. To celebrate me making weekly comedy videos for an entire year, I wanted to give back to the subreddits who have helped me by making a video of mistakes that I've made so you don't have to. This is different to my usual type of content, so if it's not for you, skip it. Let's start with pre-production. Mistake 1, not writing a script or a shot list. Writing out your script makes your life incredibly easier, especially if you have different characters, costume changes, or shots that you want to get in one video. I write out all the characters at the top of my script and color code them. If you want to know why or how that is useful in the editing of videos, you can either keep watching or you can jump to this timestamp, which will show you that tip. By writing out the script, I can see where the fluff parts are, where the story isn't being visually told in the way that I want it to be, or where I'm going off point. You don't have to get any fancy software. Here's me typing this into the script and then typing the shot that I'm going to be showing you. Mistake number 2, not making reusable assets. Recently, I've been making a lot of my crap flat bingo videos where I green screen myself into rentals that look dire. To do this, I'm using a lot of the same sounds and images, so I made a folder of those sounds and images. And now, whenever I make a new video in that series, I can drop and drag a lot of the assets I'm going to be using straight into that project folder. Not only does it save me time and effort finding the asset or image that I need, it's also saving me memory on my computer, because every video in that series is just referencing one video or image rather than me making that image and video over and over again. I also do this with all my outro assets, including the please subscribe button that should be appearing on your screen now. Bonus tip, cut down the audio to just the sound. You don't need the extra space at the start or end of the audio file, and it makes dropping and dragging the audio onto your project that little bit faster and less repetitive. If we're going to do something more than once, we want to cut down the effort, or we want the software to do as much of the work as possible. That's the aim of the game. For example, I've made this stock clip of me saying, linked below. Every time I mention something like a product or a service that I use and it's linked below, I'll use that clip over and over again. This is an extreme example, and I doubt any YouTuber would do this normally, but I noticed while scripting that I was going to say it a lot in this video, so I thought it would make an awesome example that would reiterate my point. Keep an eye out for it. Mistake number 3, not getting music that sets the right tone and making sure it doesn't overpower me talking. If you'd like to make that work a little easier for yourself, you can either keep watching or you can jump to this timestamp where I show you how Premiere Pro can do the hard work for you. Mistake number 4, not investing in light and sound. Here's my audio out of the camera with zero editing from me. Here's my audio out of my lapel mic with zero editing from me. Better, right? The nearer you can get the mic to your mouth, the better the audio quality will be in my experience. So I got this Rode mic linked below to make sure the audio in my videos was crisp and clear. I am aware that I'm really lucky that I have a room in my flat where I can record and edit my videos. I am also aware that not everybody has that ability. You don't need to tell me in the comments. But you don't need a full room. Just a corner of a room is enough to make a massive difference to the quality of your videos. Once you have your space, think of it like your own TV set. In TV studios, they control everything because it makes editing and After Effects much easier. Do a screen test. This is where you record yourself doing pretty much nothing of interest so that you can play around with the footage in your software and get used to the space that you're going to be dealing with over and over again. I have a window over there, and I have these 2 lights that my friends donated to me when they stopped making videos. Linked below. By having these 2 lights, I'm able to be consistently lit, which makes grading the footage in Premiere Pro a lot easier. Because I have a regular place, much like the bigger YouTubers, my audience can become familiar with what they're going to get every time I make a video. But also, when I did my screen test, I created a preset color grade that I can drop and drag onto all future footage. It takes me seconds now to grade any footage that I create in this setup. If I was using natural light and the sun went away or there was a cloud, it's going to be harder for me to grade as easily as the image has changed. Mistake number 5, not creating a preset or wearing the same clothing. I tend to wear the same jumper and jeans combo in all my videos. This is because it stands out from the blue background. More importantly, it works with the preset that I've made, and above all, I look good in it. Why don't you just invite the trolls to be horrible to you in the comments, Simon? If all of a sudden I started wearing a bright yellow tank top, it wouldn't work with my preset and it would probably put off a lot of my audience. So I might wear a different top in some videos, but ultimately I'll stick to the same color palette that works with my preset. For me personally, nobody is tuning into this channel for fashion advice. And if you are, I have to ask, what are you taking away from this? In video recording mistakes. Tip 6, use Premiere Pro tracks to your advantage. This is something I didn't do for my first 20 videos, and I have no idea why. Remember when I wrote the script and I wrote down different characters and shots on different lines? Well, this is where it comes into play. Welcome if you've just jumped to this timestamp. You have just missed 5 awesome, useful tips for your future videos, but hey, if this is all you want to know, I'm not here to judge. Track 1 is just me. Track 2 is me zoomed in. Track 3 is me in this circle. And so on. Because 99% of the time I've recorded in the same space, I've created these presets. So if for some reason I want this shot in a circle, I can drop and drag that preset and boom, it's that simple. In Adobe Premiere 2020, you can also use their auto ducking feature to create keyframes for you so that you never have to worry about the audio overpowering the voice that you're speaking from, which is this one on my video. To learn this, I watched a tutorial linked below. But in short, have all of your voice clips on one track and all of your bedding music on another track, and let the computer software do the hard work for you. Mistake number 7, yellow cards. Have you ever seen behind the scenes on a TV or film set and noticed one of these? They're called clapper boards. The top half is designed to do what YouTubers do when they clap at the start of their video to sync up their audio with their video, and the lower half is to keep track of what shot or take you're working on. For most YouTubers, this is overkill. However, from this, I've learned to hold up a yellow card every time I nail a take. This way, when I'm watching back the edit, I can, without even listening to it, know that that take is the correct take and it's one that I can listen back to and maybe use in the edit. Any footage that doesn't end with a yellow card, I know I fluffed the line or something went wrong, and I don't have to watch myself fail over and over again. You're welcome. Now you can avoid that torture. Mistake number 8, not cutting down the audio. Come in close. A little closer than that. Yeah, don't worry about coronavirus. A bit closer than that. Yeah, right in. This is how close you're going to need to get to make sure that you don't leave any fluff or dead air in your edit. Here you can see some footage that I've edited. It looks fine. But if we zoom all the way in here, you can see at the end of this clip and the start of this clip, there's nothing. There's nothing happening on screen and there's no audio that's telling you anything. What that tells me is that can go. Usually by deleting these little bits, I can save between 10 and 30 seconds on a 3 to 4 minute video. If, like me, you're aiming for quality content and building a community, you'll want to make your edits as tight as possible. My first video was 20 minutes long. Who's going to watch that? Nobody's going to watch a 20-minute video from someone they've never heard of, not even my mum. So by cutting it down as much as possible, I can say, hey, how would you like to watch a 3-minute video? It's less of a commitment for them, and it might get them on board for my channel. It's not great for every type of content, but for me, it was an amazing learning curve. Post-production mistakes. So you've exported the video and you love it. Well done. Can you tell me what that's like? What do you do now? Well, before you hit upload, you definitely should get a dummy account. We're all scared of copyright claims, and if you're not, you bloody should be. I've got a spare dead channel that has nothing on it that I upload my videos to behind the scenes to see if YouTube is going to flag any of it for copyright. If it does, I edit it out or edit it down, but this way it doesn't affect my main channel. Mistake number 10, green screen thumbnail cutout. More people will see your thumbnail than your video. Once more for the people at the back. More people will see your thumbnail than your video. Make it good. Make it clear, concise, and not clickbait. The biggest learning I have here is to either get a green screen, here's mine, linked below. But if you can't or don't want to get one, here's an alternative. Find a wall in your house, flat, whatever, that's one colour. Do a photo shoot of expressions. If you need some inspiration, go through your latest emojis and pull those faces. Mine maybe are the best example of that. That way you have a bank of images to work from. Then go into Photoshop, other image editors are available, and delete the background by using the colour select tool like this. Then you can plop this photo of you being expressive onto your thumbnail. Mistake number 11, making tags only one word. I learned this from Roberto Blake's video, linked below. Basically, make your tags a run of words instead of one single word, because the traffic competition for hilarious is a lot higher than hilarious comedian making tutorials in his bedroom. Mistake number 12, not understanding why 1,000 fans matters. Other than being an exciting vanity figure that you can use to brag to your friends, family, and people that actually care, hitting 1,000 subscribers means YouTube has enough data to start to suggest your videos to other people. If your video is only getting 5 views and you've got 13 subscribers, firstly, I feel you. I've been there. But more importantly, YouTube's algorithm doesn't have enough data to know who to suggest your video to. This is another reason why sub for sub doesn't work. Unengaged subscribers means YouTube doesn't have any data to know who to suggest your videos to. Sure, the number going up might make you feel better in the short term, but you are damaging your chances of long-term channel growth. And that's it. That's 12 mistakes in the last year that hopefully you now don't need to make. If you'd like me to make a few more of these, because it's really not my normal type of content, please hit the like button so I know that it was valuable, and maybe even write a comment below. That would be really helpful. Also, consider subscribing if you actually like this, but you maybe want me to do something funny, because frankly, this was a bit weird, not making jokes every 5 seconds. If you'd like to watch some of my comedy videos, I'll put a playlist here. That's right, that pop noise was a reusable asset that I use at the end of all my videos. Thanks for watching. I hope this has helped in some way.